Good morning. Today is Thursday, April 23rd, and we are going to keep doing our reading. We have been reading The Enormous Turnip by Alexei Tolstoy, and today we're going to read another book that's very similar, but it's a little bit different. It's called The Gigantic Turnip. And something I want you to notice right from the start is that it has the same author, Alexei Tolstoy, but it has a different illustrator, Nima Sharkey. So remember, the illustrator draws the pictures. So the story is going to be kind of the same, but the pictures might be a little bit different. So I want you to look as I'm reading what's going to be the same and what's going to be different. And then tomorrow we're going to make a big chart. So today we're just going to read, and you're going to be thinking the whole time, what's the same? Are the characters the same? Is the setting the same? Is the plot or the main idea of the story the same? And you're going to find what's different. What's in this book that is not in this book? So I want you to be thinking as I read the book, The Gigantic Turnip. Here we go. Long ago, an old man and an old woman lived together in a crooked old cottage with a large, overgrown garden. The old man and the old woman kept 6 yellow canaries, 5 white geese, 4 speckled hens, 3 black cats, 2 pot-bellied pigs, and 1 big brown cow. On a fine March morning, the old woman sat up in bed, sniffed the sweet spring air, and said, "It's time for us to sow the vegetables." So the old man and the old woman went out into the garden. They sowed peas and carrots and potatoes and beans. Last of all, they sowed turnips. When you sow the plants, you put them in the ground, you plant those seeds. That night, rain fell, pitter-patter, on the garden of the crooked old cottage. The old man and the old woman smiled as they slept. The rain would help the seeds swell and produce fine, juicy vegetables. Spring passed, and the summer sun ripened the vegetables. The old man and the old woman harvested their carrots and potatoes and peas and beans and turnips. At the end of the row, there was just 1 turnip left. It looked very big. In fact, it looked gigantic. On a fine September morning, the old man sat up in bed, sniffed the cool fall air, and said, "It's time for us to pull up that turnip." And out he went. The old man pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but the turnip would not move. The old man went to find the old woman. The old woman wrapped her arms around the old man's waist. Both of them pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So the old woman went to fetch the big brown cow. The old man, the old woman, and the big brown cow pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So the old man mopped his brow and went to fetch the 2 pot-bellied pigs. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, and the 2 pot-bellied pigs pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. Still the turnip would not move. So the old woman rolled up her sleeves and went to fetch the 3 black cats. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the 2 pot-bellied pigs, and the 3 black cats pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. Still the turnip would not move. So one of the cats twitched her tail and went to fetch the 4 speckled hens. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the two pot-bellied pigs, the three black cats, and the four speckled hens pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. Still the turnip would not move. So one of the hens shook her feathers and went to fetch the 5 white geese. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the two pot-bellied pigs, the three black cats, the four speckled hens, and the 5 white geese pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. Still the turnip would not move. So one of the geese craned her neck and went to fetch the 6 yellow canaries. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the two pot-bellied pigs, the three black cats, the four speckled hens, the 5 white geese, and the 6 yellow canaries pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. Still, the turnip would not move. The old man scratched his head. The animals and birds lay in the ground gasping. The old woman had an idea. The old woman went into the kitchen and put a piece of cheese by the mouse hole. Soon, a hungry little mouse popped its head out of the hole. The old woman caught the mouse and carried it outside. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the two pot-bellied pigs, the three black cats, the four speckled hens, the 5 white geese, the 6 yellow canaries, and the hungry little mouse pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. Pop! The giant turnip came flying out of the ground and everyone fell over. The canaries fell on the mouse. The geese fell on the canaries. The hens fell on the geese, the cats fell on the hens, the pigs fell on the cats, the cow fell on the pigs, the old woman fell on the cow, and the old man fell on the old woman. All of them lay on the ground and laughed. That night, the old man and the old woman made a huge bowl of turnip stew. Everyone ate as much as they could, and do you know what? The hungry little mouse ate the most of all. The end. I like that book. Can you think of a few things that were the same? What about some things that were different? Tomorrow, we'll make a big chart so that we can look at all the things that were the same in the books and some of the things that were different. Can I go over to our writing now? Let me get set. I believe today's question had to ask you about school uniforms. It says, if you could design a school uniform, what types of clothes would you suggest? What colors would they be? Draw a picture with at least 5 details and at least 3 labels. So I went ahead and did mine. And I want you to take a look. So I drew a picture of our school. And remember, when we add our details and our labels, that helps tell our story. So I have our school labeled, and I drew a flag. I drew students, and I drew them as red, because red is Miss Tattlebaum's favorite color. So I started my sentence with the words that were already given to me up here. They're dark words. You can copy them yourself. If I designed the school uniform, I would. That's a lot of writing. So if you need to pause the movie or pause the video so that you can write all of those words, go ahead and do that. If I designed the school uniform, I would. Let's count. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words that you need to go copy down. Do your best handwriting. Start your sentence with a capital letter. Whenever we write the word I, we use a capital letter. Everything else is lowercase. I want you to notice that I used my finger spaces between the words. If I designed the school uniform, I would, Miss Tattlebaum said, I would make them red. So I'm going to add 3 words. Remember, if you needed to pause the video so that you could write that big beginning of the sentence, go ahead and do that because I'm going to keep going. But I'm going to count with the words that I want to add. So I would make them red. That's 1, 2, 3 words. I would make. So I'm going to start writing. Now I'm in the middle of my sentence, so I'm not going to use a capital. I need to use a lowercase m. A. K. A. I hear the letter A. A. K. Gonna add my K. A. K. Now, I know that when I hear the long A sound, I need to add a sneaky E at the end to have it make that long A sound. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I add my sneaky E. If I designed the school uniform, I would make them is a sight word. You can look at your word wall. You hear the two letters T and H. A, E, M. I've written the words make and them. If I designed the school uniform, I would make them red. Red. I can put those sounds down. Red. Starts with the R. E. D. D. The letter makes D. D. If I designed the school uniform, I would make them red. Am I done? I need my period. Good. I hope you're getting good at that. I need my period to end my sentence. If I designed the school uniform, I would make them red. And I drew my red uniforms. I have red dresses and red pants and red shirts. And you can see all of that up there. That's all we're doing today. So your homework for today is to remember, be thinking about how that book was similar to the enormous turnip and how the gigantic turnip was different. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Have a good day.